Yama Ling.
What does Yama means?
It means hello in Aboriginal Australian language. I just watched a movie about Indigenous Australia called The Sapphires.
What's the movie about?
The Sapphire was filmed based on a true history, which shows the real life of Aboriginal people at that time. The film was about four Yota women. It talked about how they aspire and achieve their dreams. It seems that it conveys how white Australians were treated different from Aboriginal people during the time of poverty, discrimination, and revolution. The movie also reveals that what pain Aboriginal people were suffering during a long period of time living under being treated unfair and mistreatment. So, can you tell me anything that reveal the scene?
About racism, when Gail, Cynthia, and Julia want to go to the town, the taxi doesn't stop for them because they are Aboriginal Australian, and when they're singing, people leave because they are Indigenous Australian. Then, even though they sing the best, they don't win because they are Aboriginal people. There's another thing that reveals the racism is in a car. When Kay tries to help the injured soldier, the soldier doesn't let her touch him because she's black. Another thing is identity crisis. The dance captain Kay has had this problem. She's a mixed blood. At first, Kay considers herself as a white Australian, but then she starts to think about who she is. When arguing with Kay about her identity, she finally says, "I know who I am." And on the way to another city, she speaks in Indigenous Australian and tells the Vietnamese soldier that they're just singer. When dating with Ruby, she tells him, "I'm black." In the end, she comes to her home, the Aboriginal Australian home. Do you know the history about referendum in 1967? It's when the Aboriginal Australian was given the rights.
Yeah. We know that Aboriginal people were the original people in Australia. One day European ships came. At that time, there was no single Aboriginal nation. Aboriginal people were mistreated by Europeans. Conflict between settlers and Aboriginal people introduced disease and alcohol have mostly reduction on Aboriginal population. For those who survived on the land were forced to change their own traditional ways of life. Their traditional ways of life were destroyed and suppressed. What's more, the changing also brought Aboriginal people to the verge of extinction. They were being evicted out of the land. It's so unreasonable that they were evicted out from your own home by strangers. At that time, nobody was happy to listen to them. They treated them rudely. There are also some meaningful scenes that show in the film, which reveals the real Aboriginal life at that time. And also in 1967, white Australians realized it's time to give Aboriginal people rights, which should be given a long time before that. They allowed Aboriginal people to join in the referendum. They gave them legal rights for voting. Aboriginal people had given their permission to have the right to do what white Australians are allowed to do. So do you know some of the key events?
Yes, in 1967, Aboriginal Australia was counted as part of Australian population and was given the human rights and the rights to vote. In 1972, the government gave most of the land in North back to Aboriginal Australia. In 1997, 2007, 2008, the government has apologized to Aboriginal Australians for stolen generations 3 times. Now the relationship between Aboriginal Australians become better.
So now they are not facing any problems, aren't they?
No, they're still facing many problems today. They lost their land and competitive life, and also the population decrease in stolen generation. They are feeling the problem of disappearance of their culture. Now most of Aboriginal Australians live in isolated area or island. The environment there were bad. Half of them uneducated well, so can't have a better life. The crime rate and death rate is also high.
Thank you for listening. Let's enjoy the song.
Wamraka Moses yen yen wala ye pone ye buj, ngara bura fera yumana Ngaura bura fera yumana, bura fera yumana, bura fera yumana yala yala. Yenduk peku Jesu, brau bukana yumana, ngaura bura fera yumana yala. Ngaura bura fera yumana yala yala. Ngaura bura fera yumana yala yala. Ngaura bura fera yumana, bura fera yumana, bura fera yumana yala yala. Ngaura bura fera yumana yala yala. Ngaura bura fera yumana yala yala. Ngaura bura fera yumana, bura fera yumana, bura fera yumana yala yala.
Hello.
Goodbye.